Greetings, YouTube. So, Bernie Sanders is out of the 2020 election cycle. And the best chance to beat the shit government is gone. And the best chance of moving America in a direction that would be the best for us and the world is gone. And I find myself deeply mystified as to why people voted for Joe Biden. And my first instinct is to say that Biden voters didn't know it was good for them. But that would be wrong, because that would be a racist statement, because a whole lot of black people voted Joe Biden. And the best explanation I've been able to arrive at is that there's a whole lot of black voters who are conservative. They're not Republicans, but they'd like to be, because they're voting conservatively. And Joe Biden is a Republican. He's better than the shit gibbon, but if you look at our political spectrum, Joe Biden is right wing. Bernie Sanders was center left. Center left. A smidge left of center. And the best Joe Biden can offer us is business as usual. Conservatism is what got us in the hole we're in. And if you continue to vote conservatively, you just keep digging. That isn't going to get us out of the hole. Socialism can. Socialism is a way out. If you look at the policies of Sanders, Biden, and the shit gibbon, if you take the names off of them, and you just look at the policies, I can see no way how all of Sanders are not better than Biden's, how all of Biden's are not better than the shit gibbons. Now you can say that that's my limited worldview, and maybe you're right. Maybe it is my lack of understanding of this. But historically, when Democratic centrists go up against the right, they lose. And that's the reality in America. So now we have a Democratic candidate running for president who can most charitably be considered a centrist, when in actuality, of course, he's a Republican. And he's going to lose against the shit gibbon. Now, am I going to vote for Biden? Hell yes. Just like I voted for Kerry. I didn't want Kerry in power, but I wanted Kerry more than I wanted Bush. That's where I am. But I'm still trying to understand, how can someone be conservative in America today and think that conservative policies are good for our nation? How people can think conservative policies are good for themselves as individuals or their families. Biden doesn't believe in Medicare for all. He doesn't want to support workers. He gives blowjobs to billionaires every goddamn day. He's backed by big oil. He's not a supporter of doing things that we need to do to address climate change. He has a history of sexual assault. Sanders didn't. He's a war criminal. We know this. He helped Obama murder people. Not to mention, Sanders had better foreign policies than the track record of Joe Biden. So if you're looking at past performance to how they're going to behave in the future, I can tell you right now, Sanders' policies were better than Biden's are and were. But here we are. And I'm mystified by Biden supporters. How they think a milquetoast centrist is going to win against someone like the shit gibbon. Because he's good at getting his base fired up. He uses hate. He uses bigotry. But he's good at getting his base fired up. Now, even if every black voter in America supports Biden, is that going to be enough? And if we do win, we're just standing still. We're just standing still. We're not progressing. Biden is going to do anything the billionaires tell him to do. Anything big oil tells him to do. Might he move some policies further to the left? Maybe. Possibly. I mean, he's a better option than the shit gibbon, don't get me wrong. How many of the policies that the shit gibbon has put into place is he going to roll back? I knew Sanders was going to. Just with his executive order, he could have done so much good. And I'll be honest, I actually don't know Biden's stance on the gay community and the trans community. I know there are people that didn't support Sanders because they felt that he was too soft on those topics. But I have a hard time believing that a centrist is better than a socialist in those topics. I'm going to vote for Biden. And I'm going to vote for every Democrat I can on that election ballot. And I will not put up with any shit from anybody that says, well, Sanders didn't get it, so I'm not voting. Then you're helping to put the shit gibbon back in the White House. Not to mention, you're not helping anybody else down ticket. So how much you may despise Biden, get off your ass, get into the voting booth, and vote for the most progressive candidates we have. And come the presidential election, the most progressive candidate we've got is Joe Biden. Even though he isn't. Even though he's a right-wing conservative, he's the best we've got because he's less dangerous than the shit gibbon. He moves us a little bit further from the apocalypse. Maybe he's just slowed us down. Or maybe he's slowed us down enough that maybe we can get somebody else in power who will stop our progress towards that ugly end time. And then we can start moving in a truly progressive direction. We got to do something. And I just cannot fathom how anybody thought Biden was better than Sanders on all of the policies. It baffles me. And I'm willing to admit that may be me. And I'm willing to listen to someone to explain it to me. But I just looked at the policies and Biden lost on every single one in my book. I voted for Sanders twice because I think and I thought he's the best chance for America. And I voted for Clinton, and I'll vote for Biden, and I'll vote for every Democratic I can on that election ballot. And it can have an effect. But I fear he's going to lose against the shit gibbon. Because I don't think most people are excited about Biden. You can tell I'm not.